Coach Stefanski said yesterday it's likely that Donovan Peoples-Jones will remain the return guy. What do you see out of him that makes you think he can handle a bigger role on offense and that?
Well, he's a smart young man. We've been talking about his intelligence from the get-go, how he can learn all three positions on offense and how he understands and makes good decisions as a punt and kickoff returner. I don't see any problems with him handling an extra workload on offense and being the returner. Are
you kind of excited for him to get more opportunity?
I was excited when he made that play on Sunday. I can tell you that. It was a huge play for us, and that doesn't surprise me. And I think Coach Stefanski calls him Mr. Reliable. Maybe I think that's what I heard he called him, and I think that's a great name for him. I mean, that's what he is. I mean, he's a guy that's going to be in the right spot at the right time, and he understands what to do and how to do it. So it's obviously a big play for us last week.
So when that pass was in the air, what were you thinking?
Touchdown.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marla. Next up is Dan Lobby.
There we go. Couldn't hit the button. Coach, the Raiders had the fake punt last week. Are they a team that can be pretty aggressive when it comes to things like that?
Yeah, they ran the same punt last year against Chicago. They ran a kind of a misdirection punt fake against Detroit last week. We're going to obviously be very well prepared for that. It'd be based on the down and distance and the call that I throw in, and we got to be more conservative than usual because they are a fake team. They're aggressive with that, so we'll be ready.
I wanted to ask you too about Denzel Ward. That clip is going around of him sliding under a block, and I know you guys use him, on field goals. He had a blocked kick last year for you guys. Does his athleticism and his ability to do stuff like that ever surprise you?
I mean, he and Myles Garrett are two of the athletes on our team that I don't say surprise me all the time, but it's amazing at what they can do as athletes, how they can turn their body and how they can make great explosiveness. It is amazing. We have a lot of great athletes on our football team, but those are the two of the guys that jump out to me constantly.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dan. We'll go to Scott Petrick for our next question.
Hey, Mike, I just wanted to ask you about that last kickoff last week. Just the thinking behind whether or not you should kick it out of the end zone. I'm guessing you wanted to use some clock. Did it go how you wanted, or what are the teaching points there?
Yeah, it actually worked out almost perfectly. We didn't want to kick a touchback and certainly didn't want to kick it out of bounds. So we wanted them to use as much clock as they possibly could. If in a perfect world, I probably would have liked that tack on the other side of the 40, but it was at the 42. I think we covered it well, not great, but the ball was at the 42-yard line, and they had 4 seconds. They used 7 seconds. I mean, to me, it worked out almost perfectly. So it was a great kick. We knew 25. We knew he was going to be moving to the center of the field, thinking it was going to be a squib kick. He did a nice job getting back to the ball. And our guys probably covered a little bit more tentative than I wanted them to, but we did a good job of getting them down. And like I said, we used 7 seconds of clock, and there's 4 seconds left, and all they had left was the Hail Mary.
Gotcha. And with Cody, he's been so good for you. Obviously, that extra point. Did you notice anything on that? And had it gotten to the point where you just expect him to make everything?
Well, I mean, he had made 30 kicks in a row for us, and hopefully he can start a new streak this week. And he's been outstanding for us. He, Charlie, and Jamie have worked extremely well together, and it was just he just missed it. And I don't know if there's anything we needed to correct. It's not a big correction. It's probably a minor correction, and he's got to go out and make those kicks, and he knows that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. Additional questions for Coach Priefer? Back to Dan Lobby.
Okay.
Sorry, couldn't let you leave. That first Cincinnati game was probably your guys' roughest game as far as coverage was concerned. It seems like this game on kickoff return coverage was better. Is that a good assessment, kind of how it went?
Yeah, it was a great assessment. I mean, we shut down the number 1 returner in the league. In my opinion, he's outstanding. And we covered him 3 times, and 3 times we shut him down. So I was real proud of the way our guys covered, and Cody kicked the ball well, and guys were into it all week. In fact, they were back to where we were last year in terms of the attitude of, they didn't want us to kick a touchback. I mean, when we had the wind behind our back and we were being more conservative and kick it out of the end zone or kick a touchback, they were actually mad at me that we called those type of kicks because they wanted to cover every single one of them. So hopefully we got our confidence back, our swagger back a little bit, and we still got to pick and choose our spots and when we challenge teams. But, I like what I saw from our guys on Sunday.